Changing the perception of your brand after negative press or a bad customer review can seem like mission impossible, and often businesses avoid publishing content because they don't want to fuel the fire. This is a catch-22 because if you don't control your message, then someone else will. To go about changing the perception of your brand, there are a few things you can do. Number one is to understand the current perception. So you could try things like SurveyMonkey or asking for feedback on your social media channels to really understand how your external stakeholders view you. While you're gathering data about the perception of your brand, don't forget about your internal stakeholders. Your staff are the ones that interact with your customers day in and day out, and they are the ones that really should be your biggest brand advocates. So try holding an internal workshop and get feedback from staff directly about how they feel about working for you. If you're going to change the perception of your brand, it's important to know how you want to be perceived. Once you have all the data about where you are now, think about where you want to be. Think about how you'd like people to perceive you. If you get stuck in this area, maybe go back and have a look at some of the positive comments that you got from your internal workshop or your social media feedback survey and draw your framework from there. It's important to give yourself a timeline or an end date to work towards to change the perception of your brand. So make sure you evaluate as you go. It's important if you're going to measure the results at the end to use the same methods that you did at the start. So use those workshops, use those SurveyMonkey tools, and come back and compare apples with apples at the end. That way, you're really going to be able to see whether you change the perception of your brand at the end.